a couple things. And this is Wednesday night. It's the Essentials Project number 34. This is the reflection of sunrise or sunset. Um, the reason I gave this assignment is I just saw this in one of the airline magazines, and I cannot remember which one it was. I thought it was
Okay.
Southwest, so I went up on the to my collection of Southwest magazines, and it wasn't Southwest, so it may have been a United or a Delta, the only other two planes I've been on in the last couple, 6 or 7 months. But it was an assignment of New Orleans, and it was sun reflecting off of windows and
Oh, okay.
monuments and things, and it was kind of an interesting assignment. I thought, well, that's very cool. So that's one of the runs I wrote down in my notebook, and here we go.
Right.
We're doing it.
Okay.
So we will be meeting the Wednesday night before Thanksgiving.
Uh-huh.
If you can't make it, I understand, but if it's such a hectic, crazy time, pull away 30 minutes and sit down and we'll talk photography a little bit. And um, then you can get back to the crazy madness that is that week. Um,
Well, yeah, that's not a problem for me. We don't do Thanksgiving in Trinidad, so yeah.
and you don't do Thanksgiving in Trinidad?
N- No, we don't.
Every day is Thanksgiving in Trinidad. All righty. Well, I got my delivery today of my
Uh-huh.
little gasket thing so I can use my Nikon F3, and then I discovered the MS76 batteries were dead in it. I didn't want to put the
I have,
motor drive on it. The motor drive actually weighs as much as the 60D, if you can imagine,
wow,
with
okay.
all the batteries in it. So I wanted to just use it without it. Now the batteries are dead. Go up to Safeway, and Safeway's not selling them, so I had to just order them on Amazon. That's what we call third world problems, right there. I mean, first world problems. First world
First of all,
problems.
that's right,
The batteries for my camera can't be found. Oh my God. Oh, well. All right. Well, let's take a look here. Let's see what we got on this beautiful Wednesday evening. Uh, all right. We've got Alicia. Oh, look at that beauty. Oh, I like how you caught the little flare through the palm tree. It does
yeah.
it get ever get cooler down there, Alicia, or is it pretty
Maybe
much
like
the same all
Chris,
year round?
it's pretty much the same all year round, except maybe Christmas time. Temperature will drop a few degrees, but it'll never be cold. Maybe at 3 in the morning near Christmas. Christmas, January, February. But by and large, it's hot all the time.
So what's the average temperature?
Um, like what you would say that is, I have no idea. In yeah, like 80 somethings, like 85, 86, 87.
I guess if it's the same all year round, you just sort of don't even really care anymore, huh?
No, yeah, we don't watch the charts. I mean,
I,
unless it's a ridiculously hot day,
I
which I
hadn't
mean, I
even
know it.
I
Like
hadn't even thought
it's
of
like
that, but that makes total sense. It's like why would you look at the charts? It's
it
same
makes
today,
no
whether it's
difference.
rainy or sunny or
Yeah,
yeah, very
yeah,
cool.
that's all you care about if it's going to rain or not. That's the
Yeah.
only concern you have. Yeah.
Well, what I like that you did here, Alicia, on this
Uh-huh.
shot, is that you didn't just do the sun over the water. You added in the palm tree to break
Okay.
that
That,
sky up,
that was my
and I think it makes a
inspiration.
very
Yeah.
unique reflection shot. And did you take the color out? Is that what you like
No,
desaturate?
let me give you the whole story on this picture. Now,
Okay.
I actually tried to take a picture just for this project. I went 2 days down to the coast, and there was no sunset. There was a cloud right where the sun sat in the exact same spot on both days. So I really didn't get anything. But I had this from before, from earlier, like about maybe 6 months ago. I decided to, attempt such a thing. And so I happened to have this there. So it was kind of a cheat, but I really couldn't send the awful ones that I got, this week. But actually, no, this is how it came out of camera. I had a polarizer on it, and all I did in this was just enhance it a little bit, but I didn't do anything with the color.
That's interesting. Well, that polarizer really added a kind of a tobacco flair to it there, didn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it did.
Huh,
I
very
mean,
cool.
I wouldn't have done that like for the project. You know what I mean? I'd have tried. I was trying to get the colors and stuff, but it's been rainy the last few evenings, so we really didn't have much to shoot. You know? Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I didn't think about the rain. Um, see, David,
David, like he had the same problem.
David. Wow, that's a beautiful shot, David. Just a gorgeous shot. Now, David's not with us tonight, unfortunately. Foreground rock is a separate exposure. Oh, okay. One exposure was developed.
He's getting fancy on us. Eh?
Yeah, very nice. Well, beautiful shot, David. It's a nice reflection. It's a sunrise in Helsinki. So we went from the tropics to Helsinki, right there. Look at this. 3 inches away, we've got Trinidad and where is Helsinki? Norway? Somebody help me out. Brett, where's Helsinki? Denmark, right?
It's Finland.
Finland. That was my next guess. I was almost to Finland. Um, nicely done, David. Really nice shot. John McAllister. Got some, got this one. Now, this one's not reflecting across the water. What is reflecting is, of course, the sky reflecting on top of the water. Nice placement of the horizon, like that. It's just this. I'm not. When I look at a shot like this, I'm not really sure what the subject is. Is it the boat? Is it the sky? I just my eye just darts all around it. When I look at this shot, the second shot here, I know what my subject is. My subject is these nets. The people just there to add to the uh, flavor or to the ambience of it. But the nets are the hero in this. And we've got the red sunset over there. It's not really reflecting back across there. However, John, you got it here. This is kind of exactly the kinds of shots that I was seeing was the sun reflected in windows and things on that particular in that magazine article. I like that one, John. And this is nice because you got the specular on top of the I guess that's a bench or a workout bench or something. Yeah. All right. So these are all I think these are all archive shots here, and nice shots. Archive shot, rather late coffee break in the Alps. Okay, so that's the sun back there. Can't really tell it that it is though, F11. I really wanted to see that sun reflected, kind of like Melissa's shot here. Kind of like Melissa's shot. This is fun, Melissa. Tell us about this. Where is this building?
This is our city library, the main library downtown.
Mm-hmm. Um, is this shot in RAW?
Yeah, the original is, yes.
Okay. And how did you process this?
Uh, I I just did one dark, one light, and uh, sharpened.
Okay. Do you have this RAW file close to you?
Uh, I have Lightroom open right now, and that's where it is.
It is.
Yep,
Let me ask you this. Can you email the raw file to me?
sure.
Yeah, send me the raw file. I want to open it up here and see what we can do with it. Okay. I want to
Okay.
see what we can do with it and go from there. So I'll await your email here. John, we just looked at your shots. Very nice. I really like this bench shot here, and I know these are all uh, legacy shots, but I really like the bench and this one. These two here, I'm not real crazy about. I don't know what the subject is on this one, and this one, it's a little bit too busy for me. I think your shot is this, and maybe this with the sun behind it from that angle could have been a shot. I'm not seeing one there, but you redeemed yourself with this one, and that one's just beautiful. That's just a gorgeous shot. And these are up where you live. Very nice. All right, let me check and see if I've got the email yet. Alrighty. Have you sent it out yet?
No, I've got the email dialogue open, but I don't know where to send it.
Oh, did you zip it?
No, I didn't zip it.
Yeah, let's zip it up. That way it'll come faster. It doesn't necessarily matter, but if it's zipped up, it'll we won't have a chance of corruption. And then you send it to Don.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know if I have a zip utility.
What are you on?
PC.
Right click. Right click it. Send to compressed folder.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Did you find it?
I'm just finding the actual picture. I've never sent a raw file out of Lightroom. I always
No, you can't send it out of Lightroom. You have to send it from the folder. Yeah.
I'm rooting around for the actual file, and yeah.
Okay, let me know when you're ready.
I'm trying to find the actual.
Okay, let me know when you're ready. We'll go back up and look at David's shot. David, that's a really beautiful shot, my friend, up there in Helsinki.
Thank you, Don. Sorry, I'm joining a bit late.
Oh, that's all right. We just started, and by the way, we will. Well, you're in Helsinki, so you don't do Thanksgiving anyway, do you? So that's a holiday here. It's a big
No,
holiday.
we don't.
So we still will be meeting that Wednesday night. So I don't think everybody's on this group is from somewhere else. So Thanksgiving doesn't matter to this group. How cold was it when you did this shot? This looks cold to me. Is it cold or is this summer?
No, it has been shot 2 days ago. It was about 3 degrees above zero.
Wow.
Centigrade. 3 centigrades.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Is this a lake or is this the ocean?
This is the sea, the Finnish Gulf.
Okay. No, that's why there's probably not that. It's a gulf, so that's why there's not that many high waves.
Yeah, that's true. The Finnish Gulf, it's kind of a smooth waters compared to ocean.
Did you take a dip after you did the shot?
No, no. I got a bit wet because it was rather windy and there were some splashes.
Oh my.
Was no problem with me, but my gears I brought in the
Yes.
post got a bit dipped there.
Yeah, you don't want to get the gear wet. Never a good plan. Never a good plan. We'll get John muted there. John, are you there?
I'm here, Don.
Oh, okay. Tell us about this this bench shot.
That's down the road from me. That's about 20 minutes down the road.
Mm-hmm.
I had the Culkin filters. I just got my Culkin filters at the time, and I was practicing with those, and I managed to get that in a one-shot image.
You know, I really like this. The two little flares right here.
Yeah.
I don't think they help your shot. And so if they don't
No.
help the shot, let's get rid of them. Sometimes,
I see what you
when the
mean.
flares come shooting across, they're kind of cool. We all like them. But I think they're just two little ones kind of floating out here. They look like little fairy sprites or something floating in the picture. I'm not crazy about them. I think that if we take them out, we'll get a much more crisp landscape. What a beautiful place! I would have expected it to be more city, but that's all farmland, huh?
Yeah, that's the Bow of Aylesbury, I believe that's called. It leads up the M40, which is a nice long motorway that heads up to Birmingham. Is just to the right. Not that you'd ever guess.
Interesting. Very nice. Very nice. So are we? You got it yet, Melissa?
It's sending. It's
Oh.
about 5 megabytes.
Okay, that's fine.
You might have it.
Let me open up my mail.
It still says sending attachment,
Yeah, we'll see.
uploading attachment.
We'll see what we got here. Nope, not yet. Let us know when it says it's here, and then we'll
Sure.
grab it. Let me do a refresh here. Nope. So while we're waiting for this, are there any questions? Any questions?
Yeah, I have a question. I mean, I had a lot of trouble with the sun, not being blown out.
With the sun being blown out?
Yeah, that's it. Hmm.
Now, in what way?
Okay, well, when I took the first set of pictures, not this particular
Uh-huh.
set here, but the ones I was trying to do this week,
Right?
that's why I had the filter on actually at that day, 6 months ago, because I didn't want to blow out the sun. So I decided this week that I would not use the filters. And I just found all the pictures, the sun just looked awful and really blown out. And yeah, just not nice. But my daughter had, our Samsung phone, and she took lovely pictures just like that. So I don't know what I was doing wrong. Yeah.
Huh. I don't know. I don't know what would cause that. I mean, other than exposure. When I start shooting the sun like you're doing here, I'm generally doing something like f/22 at 2/50th or something like
Okay.
that, underexposing it, because this shot that
Okay.
you're showing me here is underexposed. It has
Yeah.
to be when you're shooting straight into it. But as far as what's causing it to flare, I just don't know. Here we go. Melissa's sunset reflection raw file. All right. Download. Let's view it. Oh, come on. All right, hang on for a second. I'm gonna kill the screen sharing thing so I can do it faster. It's really slowing everything up. So hold on, folks. I'll be right back. Okay, are you guys still seeing my screen?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. You're still seeing the screen.
Yes.
Weird.
It's true.
How about now?
It's gone.
It's gone.
It's gone.
Okay. All right. Man, it just runs like crap when I try to get into my
It only sent the second time.
when I try to get into here. Oh boy. Okay. Put this away. Double click this. Oh, that's a JPEG.
Oh no. Oh.
Let's see what we got here. Yeah, that's a JPEG. Did you shoot it JPEG or did you shoot RAW?
No. Oh, it is a JPEG. Now I normally shoot in RAW, and the other day I switched to JPEGs to do in-camera HDR, and I think they are all JPEGs. I didn't think about it. I was expecting it would be RAW. Normally I don't even I was just doing some in-camera HDR, which requires the JPEG, so I normally don't even capture another file, but that would explain why I had some trouble.
Yep. Yep. Let's see here. Here's what
I
I'm
thought
gonna...
I could just take a RAW file and expose it a few times, and it didn't go as good as I expected, and I guess I just did it a few hours ago. I don't think I even noticed. I was expecting a RAW file.
All right, I'm going to come down here. I'm copying the two layers. I'm going to go back to that background layer, and I'm going to use, oh gosh, background layer, image adjustment, and I'm not creating a layer to do this. I'm actually going to do it on that image. And I'm going to bring it up like that. I'm going to say okay. So now we've got this, see all this in here's got detail now, right?
Right.
So we're going to turn this one back on and put a mask on it. Oops, wrong mask, sorry. Mask on it, and then using black, and I like to do it, so it's not so poppy here. Open that up in there, just like that.
Yeah, I made that all black.
Oh no. If we make it all black, we're not seeing where this is. We want to see where this is in here, and all this detail in here. I think, look at that building coming in here. So I think that's very nice, and we don't want to lose all of this detail. I'm going to cut back the flow a little bit here. Make the circle bigger. So we got a little bit there. We're going to come in here, catch a little bit here, and a little bit of these clouds there. So what we're doing is we're using that other exposure behind it to give us a little more depth. Now, what does it look like if we? That's the really bright one. We don't want that much brightness. That's why I'm using the brush at 20% and just kind of tapping it in here to get just a little bit of pop on that. And then this window thing right here, we can really bring this up so it pops out a little bit right there. Let's bring us down the road just a little bit so we can see how pretty that looks when it looks like it's reflecting.
Yeah.
Down in here like that. Okay. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to create a layer, which is Option Command Shift E, This layer that's up here, Option Command Shift E, is now these two layers put together. And the reason I want to do that is I'm going to take a slice of this sky and building here like this, and I'm going to move it to a new layer, Command J. So just the top is there. And now I'm going to go to my blending modes and go to multiply. Now we've got that deeper sky now. Let's put you away. The deeper sky up here, but we don't want that deep sky to be on our building, and we also don't want that sharp edge there. So I'm going to add a mask again, and using black and a bigger brush. 30. Let's go up to about 40% here. We're going to take that edge off that sky right there, so we don't see that hard edge anymore. We're just going to blend it in a little bit. Then we're going to come up here into this and reveal that building below. So that gradient, oops, I didn't like that. That gradient now just is on the top. Now we got that little bit of flare here. Don't want that, so I'm going to go back to white and just go right along the edge of this building and get rid of that. Okay. So we have essentially created a much more dramatic photograph. Would you agree?
Yep, absolutely. Much better.
Yeah, without doing any HDR or any of those toys and tricks. Just use what the camera captured, and then with our eye and our I guess the inherent photography of it all, photographicness of it all, created this image to look more like it probably looked to you in your eye when you took it. We could use a little more light right in here, a little more color. So I'm going to add a new layer over here. And I'm going to find a nice orangey color. Like that. I'm going to take my brush and go down to about 10%. Make it a nice big soft brush. And give it a little bit of a sunset look. If it's too much, we simply take this layer and lower the opacity until it's just where we want it to be. So you're, and of course you can do more with this. You can do so much more with this, Melissa, if it's shot in RAW, because you can do all of these things that we just did here in the camera RAW rather than the JPEG. So it won't. I'm sure if we took this up, we'd see a little bit of a problem somewhere. I see we've got some orange right here. We don't want that, so we'll go into our.
I actually expected the file would have been in RAW. The day before, I'd done some dumb things, and I just ran out this evening and grabbed this shot without checking the camera settings, I guess.
Did I ever tell you the my favorite never use a camera you never used story?
Oh.
Oh, you guys are gonna like this. This was I was sitting in my studio, minding my own business, and the door opens and a guy comes running in my studio, and he's got this panicked look on his face. He says, "Are you Don Giannetti?" "Yes." "I hear you're good in Photoshop." "Yes." "Who are you?" And he tells me, and he said, "I got a problem." So this guy had a wedding, and he went to do the wedding, and he stopped at the camera store on the way out and picked up his brand new 40D. And he gets to the wedding, and he thought, I might as well use this 40D. I got it. It's new. What a great idea. So he put it in, and somewhere about 3 hours into the wedding, he notices that he still has about 2,000 images left on that card. And he'd already taken about 1,500 images. So he thought, what?
Oh no.
Yes, he shot it in low
Yeah.
JPEG. It's 600 and what is it, 640 by 480? He says, can you do anything with these? And of course you can. No. No, you can't do anything with them. There's 640 pixels. The bride's eye is 1 pixel. I can't. There's nothing we can do to make the pixel become more pixels.
No.
Poor guy.
There's on one perfect resize. Could that
No,
help him?
no, because
Just not enough there.
There just wasn't there. I mean, the bride's eye in some of these pictures, the bride's eye was 1 black pixel.
1 pixel.
And there's no way to make it anything else. So what we did was he used his money from the wedding that he was going to just do a regular album. And we made a tiny little 4x5 book of all these pre-wedding shots. He luckily he caught it just about the time the bride was going down the aisle. So all the formals, all the other stuff, he'd caught it, fixed it, no problem. It was all the pre-wedding stuff. And we took this little 4x5 book and we made some little 2-inch by 3-inch images. And we used some filters on them and made this tiny little book of the pre-wedding. And when he got to the bride, he pulls out this little book, and it's handmade, it's hand stitched, it's got a little wraparound ribbon thingy for it to open. He said, your wedding was so beautiful, I wanted to do something really special for it. And she bought it, hook, line, and sinker. That was it. So I guess what we're saying is lie. That's if you have to, just bald-faced lie. The lab did it. I don't know. It wasn't me. But she bought it. She never asked for proofs or anything else. So he skated on that one. And I wish I could tell you, gee, Melissa, I've never done that. But yeah, I did.
I just changed the settings on my camera back to RAW now as we're talking.
When I did the very first Creative Live, I had to put it on JPEG because of the we were tethered, to the thing, so y'all could see the pictures that I was doing. And then the next day, Brett, who's on the show with us, Brett and we went out shooting. And I was like halfway through the morning when I thought, why are there so many pictures left on this card? Yeah, so the first half of our trip up into the Cascades all shot JPEG. And what a difference, by the way. When you're used to RAW, what a difference. Disappointed. Still got a shot or two, but disappointed. All right, well, that's a little Photoshop thingy for you there, how we fixed. What we should do is bring that shot back in again, huh? Just so we can see the difference. Come on. Oh my. Photoshop is so finicky these days. So it's not going to come in at all, right? Okay. Anyway, well, if I just double click on it, maybe it'll come up in free preview. There we go. And we will file, rotate it somehow. I guess not. Rotate right. Okay, so that's what it looked like when you sent it to me, and that's what we did with it. So, all right, so enough of that. Any questions from anyone? No? Okay.
About next week?
Next week. Yes, you got a question about next week?
Not really. I'm just terrified of next week and the week after that even more.
Now, why are you terrified of next week?
I don't know. I just actually I kind of have my head wrapped around next week a little better than the week after.
So next
Because
week
actually I
is
saw a photo,
running shoes.
sneakers, running
Yep.
shoes.
Running
Yeah.
shoes.
So I'm thinking more of like an ad style picture. And I actually saw on a commercial photographer's website that they had a shoe that did exactly what you wanted, with the side and the bottom. And it was lovely shot and everything. So I see I'm probably going to try to replicate that.
Yeah. This assignment for the running shoe is kind of a product shot.
That's
This,
what I'm thinking. Yeah?
you've got to be as creative as you can with it, but at the same time, it's a product shot.
Okay.
Um,
Right.
so kind of commercial. And then the one after that is wheels. Favorite car, motorcycle, bike. It's just wheels. How we get around.
Yeah, but if you have to take a photo of a car, that's hard or
Doesn't have to be a car. It could be a motorcycle, a bicycle,
hard. What else is
skate.
hard? Everything is hard.
Shoot, shoot,
Maybe
your,
rollerblades.
shoot your
Quite easy.
skateboard. Don't you get around Trinidad on a skateboard, Alicia?
Very often.
There you go. Well, don't let it terrify you. Just think it through, and we're going from something that doesn't necessarily have to be arty. The running shoes doesn't have to be artistic. It has to be a good product
Okay.
shot. The client wants to
Okay.
see the side of the shoe. He wants to see the tread.
Right.
Then the other one can be very artistically done. It's wheels. It's
Okay.
just really knock yourself out.
My husband was suggesting like a panning shot. So I get to practice some panning.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
moving vehicles kind of thing. So that could work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure it could. Yeah, about anything could work for that shot. Just make it creative and make it fun.
Okay.
There's no real parameters to the wheel shot. This is kind of an easier kind of thing because it's open to you. The hard shot is the running shoe because you've got to show
Okay.
those two. You can't do something off the wall. The art director needs to see
Right.
the
Yeah.
the side of the shoe, and the bottom of the shoe.
Yeah.
And if anybody's wondering about the assignment, if you don't have a pair of new running shoes, go pick some up. Don't wear them. Bring them home. Shoot them. Take them back.
Yeah. Kind of
Everybody,
figured something so would have to happen.
everybody takes shoes back. As long as you haven't worn them, don't worry about it. Well, okay. If there's no other questions, I'm going to let everybody go. Have a great evening.
Don,
Yes.
I have one question. Have you heard from Dwayne Middleton? Is he okay?
He was okay when we talked. He was on Saturday's show as well, and he was far enough away. He thought he was going to be fine, but
Oh, that's great.
but I have not heard from him that he is fine because, as far as I know, the internet's gone.
Oh,
Dwayne has, other than phone or something. I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure the cell towers down in the big cities made it through. Unbelievable devastation. I saw some pictures from there yesterday, and it was, it looked like Japan. But this was
right.
this was just wind. This was wind so strong it knocked over buildings. Wow.
Yeah. I've been seeing the pictures every day, and I don't know him very well, but thinking about him.
Yep. Me too. Can't wait to find out. I sent him an email yesterday. Have not heard back. So, and the email bounced. So, probably not going to hear back unless it somehow pinged and went through again. But so I think he was 160 miles north of where it was supposed to hit. So he probably got wet.
Yeah.
So, all right, folks. Well, thanks, Melissa,
Thank
for
you.
asking about Dwayne. And we will see you guys next week.
Thanks,
Thank
Don.
you. Good night.
All right.
Bye.
Good night.